Network.
Welcome in, everyone, to Come On In Sports with our free agency preview. I am Lawrence Foster along with Dolph Jackson. Come on in, everybody, and welcome on this Sunday afternoon.
All right, there we go. Had a little background noise right there. Think we're good to go, Lawrence. Your show, baby.
Yep. Oh, all right.
You the man, baby.
So we got a flurry of action already happened as Dolph and I have been talking the last few weeks on our defensive and offensive preview shows. What the list that we've been going over, we knew wouldn't be the list that actually hits free agency. We had a lot. Dolph, Jerry G, welcome in. Good to see you. Welcome in. But yes, we have a flurry of action. The biggest news today that just broke, obviously, maybe a couple hours ago, was Myles Garrett signing a record extension, the highest ever non-quarterback pay in league history. 4 years, $160 million, 88.8 guaranteed, $123 million injury guarantee, and a no trade clause. So all that talk about him wanting to go to a contender, there ain't nothing that a Brinks truck can't fix, though.
Beep, beep, beep. Bag it up. Just bag it up, baby. Show me the money, baby. Show me the money. Myles Garrett was saying he wanted to go to a contender. He wanted to play for championship. He already had the bread, baby, the moolah, the snaps, the green. He already had that. Yeah, but he didn't quite have what he got today. So money makes you think, baby. It makes you think. And he had a quick change of mind. So Myles Garrett will remain in Cleveland, and hopefully the Browns can get it right, man. Arguably, they got one of the greatest players of his generation in his prime right now, and hopefully they do not waste the talents of one Myles Garrett. Now, what is funny, just the other day, this was the record-sealing deal. As Max Crosby signed a 3-year extension worth $106.5 million with $91 million guaranteed, and it was until just a few hours ago, Myles Garrett inked his deal. So, Lawrence, I guess you could say Max Crosby set the mark for Myles Garrett and his entourage and you know his party. And hey, we want more than what Max Crosby got. And quite frankly, listen, Crosby's a great player, no doubt about it. But Myles Garrett, man, defensive player of the year, arguably one of the top, if not best, defensive player in the National Football League today. But let's just speak on those two gentlemen right there. Again, let's go back to Myles. Let's get that up there for those coming in who don't know. Myles Garrett has signed an extension with the Browns, 4 years, $160 million, 88.8 guaranteed, no trade clause, with a $123 million injury guarantee. I really just saw that. I think that's my first.
From Albert Breer reported that one, so that's from a reputable guy.
So have you ever seen that in a contract?
Not in the NFL that I can think of. I know the players take out their own insurance policies against injury. I don't know if I've ever seen an injury guarantee from an NFL contract. So that's definitely something new to me. But the thing is, somebody always has to be that first one to break the dam open for everybody else.
Yes.
So like you said, that was Max Crosby a few days ago. That set the bar so Myles Garrett and his camp could be realize, all right, we need to get more than that. Somebody always has to be the first, but that also puts Dallas in a really tough spot. Again, they've waited so long to sign their guys that they end up having to pay more than they would if they had signed him a year ago. So we're talking about Micah Parsons here, obviously. if Myles Garrett got this and he's 4 or 5 years older than Parsons,
Right.
what is Parsons going to command?
Now, if I'm the Cowboys, I can say, yeah, you of course are up there, but this is 2-time defensive player of the year. Accolades do matter now. When it comes to negotiations now, we're talking about, listen, Michael Parsons is great. But when we talk about the best defensive players in the National Football League or top defensive players, how often does Michael's name come up? Now, it should, but how often does it come up?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's what, an all-pro every year he's been in the league.
Right.
And then even last year, missing as many games as he did, look what he was able to accomplish.
He's special. Oh, yeah. Make note, like you say, he will when his time comes. And I heard word was in Dallas that they had started negotiating on the contract. So just like Max Crosby's record-setting deal was not that long, maybe Myles Garrett's deal is not the highest of all time, as Michael Parsons is out there now, and we wait to see what contract he will get, and will he get $130 million injury clause in his contract? I'm just that's something that I personally have never seen as part of a contract, and hey, setting the presidency, man. So most definitely, Dana, how you doing? Dana? Come on in. Thank you for being here, my sister.
But while we're talking about the DNs, Dolph, I want to put this up here.
Yes, sir.
You talk about a young up-and-coming player. Rousseau's only 24. He has been in the league 4 years and gotten better every single year. Already one of the league's best run defenders. Go look at any metric that measures run defense. Right. He's up near the top. And then he wins. He just doesn't get sacks. Right. So I look at what the Bills signed Rousseau for. $80 million for 4 years. Half of what Myles Garrett, like you said, he doesn't have the accolades, but you and I talked about it in our previous shows that we're paying for future production. That's a heck of a deal the Bills got, looking at what the other top DNs get for Greg Rousseau at half the money.
Right. And just quick on some more news, signing news. Linebacker Baron Browning has agreed to terms on a 2-year, $15 million deal with a max value of $19 million to remain with the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cardinals are signing linebacker Baron Browning, keeping them in-house.
And they're keeping their own. They realize, hey, we know what we have here. We know that he fits. We know what type of person they are. That's why you so often like this. The deadlines create urgency, right? We know the deadline tomorrow is when the legal tampering opens, and that's so you're going to see a flurry of deals by tomorrow afternoon when it opens up. They can start tampering.
You know what? I heard this the other day, and it is so true. The NFL says legal tampering. In the real world, we know tampering is illegal. It's the law. But in the NFL, it is okay. In the legal tampering period, they say opens up tomorrow. It opened up 2 weeks ago in Indianapolis. That's where a lot of these deals were already, the groundwork, the structure of a lot of deals were already fermented. That's why come 12 a.m., midnight, 12:01 a.m., midnight Wednesday, the 12th, that's when you'll have them coming off the board. Such and such a sign. Because you wonder, how it just started. How could they have reached the agreement that fast?
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So look, these deals have already been agreed upon. They got the wording right. Everyone's happy. So tomorrow you'll hear about such and such is going to sign with this team. Looks like he's going to sign with that team. That's because it's already done.
Yeah, and I do like the NFL change that it's no longer midnight. They started at noon Eastern. So us NFL addicts don't have to stay up till 12 and 1 in the morning to see what's like you said, like who believes that a complex NFL deal is agreed upon within 1 minute after
1 minute
it opened. It's a joke.
It is. Uh-oh. My sister, I see you, baby. T Mama, how you doing? Come on in. Doing good today, Lawrence and myself. Thank you for the support as always, my sister. Jerry G says, Learn looks like Myles Garrett staying. Yes, Jerry, he is staying, my brother. And he's got 160 million reasons why. 88, which he got today, to stay in Cleveland. I'm not mad at the young man. I'm not mad at him. Hey, I'm like this. If you're a player in the National Football League, you're balling, you're playing your behind off, get your money. Because believe me, when they think you're over the hill, they think that you're no longer suitable for them, an asset, they will get rid of you. They will cut you. They will cut your legs from under you. So that's why I have no problem when these players say, give me my money. A lot of fans will be, he's greedy. Man, shut the hell up. He's not greedy. If he was a team player, he'll take a pay cut for the team. Let me see your boss in the real world come to you and then ask you, listen, I'm going to need you to take this $10 pay cut so we can add to help this department grow and hire a couple more players. I bet you won't take a pay cut. So why should they take a pay cut? Sometimes it's just ridiculous.
And they have a much shorter shelf life of earning potential than people who work.
Yes.
Like what the average NFL career is just over 3 years.
Yep, 3.5 to 4 years. That's it.
So, like you said, get what you can. And then if you look at Peyton Manning didn't end up with the same team. Tom Brady didn't end up with the same team. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Some of the greatest players in history. So that shows you that, like you said, there's only loyalty as long as you're production, no matter who you are. So take what you can get while you can, because unlike the NBA and the MLB, there's not guaranteed contracts. They can cut bait, and you're not going to get the remainder what's on your deal.
No, Lawrence, let's talk about the big fish that's still out there. Let's talk about the NFL sack leader, Trey Hendrickson. Now, recently he said that he didn't want to be traded. He loves Cincinnati, but of course they gave him permission to seek a trade. And right now, it doesn't seem like that's going to come to fruition. So do the Bengals re-sign Trey Hendrickson, or does Trey Hendrickson his free agent? Because right now he is due to make $16 million this year, which is the final year of his contract. And now with Myles Garrett getting that $40 million per year, you better believe the NFL sack leader wants something in that neighborhood or more. And besides, he's 30 now. This could possibly be his last big contract in the NFL.
And you brought up Max Crosby earlier. That's when the Bengals gave him permission to seek a trade because they knew like that's just beyond what they were going to be able to pay. And now Garrett brings that bar even higher. So, like they have to pay Chase. They have Higgins on the book. They have already Burrow under a big contract. You can't have 50-60% of your cap tied up in 3 players. So, I mean, it's just like a survival thing right now for the Bengals but they did it to themselves. They could have extended Chase and Higgins before this year when now everything's kind of bottlenecking and they don't have enough. It's gonna burst over the edge.
And we know that they're going. It's not even a charge. It's going to be Chase. So, and quite frankly, I don't see them having the money to sign Trey Hendrickson back. So I definitely see him moving on. Now, what would be some of the best landing spots for Trey Hendrickson?
I think the Bills would be a bias, but they desperately need a DN. They only have 3 defensive ends on the roster right now. They cut Von Miller to save money. They extended Rousseau, but that extension, he was going to have a $13 million cap hit this year. So that number, once the details are released, I'm sure is going to lower that. So the Bills would be one. The Chiefs need some pass rush help.
Yes.
Right. You mentioned your Saints, your Falcons need the Falcons in your division. They need pass rush help. They're going to do it.
Falcons, yes. Saints, no. He's not going back to New Orleans.
You don't want all these reunions in the New Orleans. These guys go Hendrickson, Bond, and then look what they're doing elsewhere, Dolph.
Yeah, and that was one of the biggest mistakes they made when they chose Marcus Davenport over Trey Hendrickson, mainly because Davenport was a first-round selection, and they didn't want to look like they made a mistake when the play on the field showed they did. Davenport just was injury-prone. His last season, the man had half a sack. So and by the way, Marcus Davenport did re-sign with the Vikings today for 1 year. So he will be back with the Vikings And if you think I'm being harsh on Marcus Davenport, go look at the stats. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah,
those stats don't lie.
And then we mentioned the things are coming hot and heavy. Reported just a few minutes ago, Jaron Reed is signing a 3-year deal to stay in Seattle, $25 million for the D tackle for Seattle. Somebody we had talked about when we're going over the defensive players. So like we said during the show, we're gonna have breaking news during the show, Dolph. I'm typing the banner up right now to throw up on the screen.
So Jaron Reed remains.
Yep.
He's not going anywhere. He's staying with Seattle. Okay, let me get defensive.
3 years, $25 million.
3 years, $25 million. Wow. There it is right there. So Jaron Reed remaining with the Seattle Seahawks. Wow. 3 years, $25 million. Another one off. So that means looking at Trey Hendrick, of course, the biggest out there right now on the defensive front. Jonathan Allen of the Commanders. So Jonathan Allen, when healthy, of course, he's been dealing with a few injuries, but healthy, like I said, I think he's a good rotational piece. He will be, I think, a highly sought after defense and interior. If you have problems stopping the run or have problems getting out the quarterback with pressure up the middle, I could see Jonathan Allen as a good addition as a rotational player to the defensive front also in there. All right, family, we're being joined by another member of the Come On In Sports Network and one of your hosts, along with Lawrence of Come On In Bills. And beware the stampede, because nobody circles a wagon. I know I just like saying messing with y'all, like the Buffalo Bills. Except I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna say it. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, my friend?
Jeremy.
What's going on, guys? How are we doing?
Welcome in.
Good, man. We got all this breaking news, man. We live and we got breaking news, baby. I love it. I love it.
So what do you think of the Myles Garrett deal, Jeremy?
Wait, what? I'm that far behind today.
Oh, he signed a 4-year, $160 million extension to stay with the Browns. Highest paid non-quarterback in history.
I think the Browns were smart. I think it was something they had to do. I think financially they were already going to be in the hole on that deal anyway if they tried to trade him.
Hey, Lawrence, coach said that he signed with the Lions, not the Vikings.
Yeah, I did. I think you accidentally said Davenport signed with them.
Oh yeah, I meant the Lions. Yeah, I meant the Lions. Thank you, coach. Don't matter. Same thing. Don't matter.
Ain't no anyway. So,
I
Jeremy, what are your thoughts of heading into free agency? Who you think's the big fish in the sea for like all the teams? Who's going to be moving? Jeremy froze.
Yeah, I think he froze.
There we go.
There we go.
Right. Yeah, sorry. It's been one of those days today and Sunday. It's Sunday, and it feels like it's Monday already for me.
I'll see you get that out of the way, then tomorrow will be better for you.
Exactly. Nah, I mean, Browns had to do something. They couldn't trade him because they would have been in the hole on that big time. The thing that's funny to me is he complains he wants to go to a contender and this and that, but I think he realized that there was no hope that the Browns were going to trade him. So, I mean, if nothing else, get paid out of it. And if you're the Browns, you got to make the man happy. I mean, he's your keystone player. So pay the man. And honestly, for everybody else in the NFL, let's be honest, we're all sad. But at the same point, we're also probably somewhat relieved because I'd rather him stay with the Browns than end up with somebody like, God forbid, it's like the Chiefs or the Patriots or anywhere else pretty much that we might have to play him.
All right. Dana R said it's Cardinals re-signed Browning for solid pass rush depth with upside in you. That's a great move. That's a great move by them. I love that move by the Cardinals.
And we talked about the Dolphins and Jeremy. Those are the things that don't get headlines, but win you games and help you be a better team. Are those under the radar guys that just are there every week? They're consistent. They may not flash every week, but they're going to have that game or two where they change something. So that's definitely one of those for the Cardinals.
Yes, it is. All right. And I keep refreshing, trying to see what's the latest breaking news, anything come up And plus, we got the family members in the chat, baby.
Oh, we
All
got
right.
another one, Dolph, 17 seconds ago.
Here we go. Next
Nick Bolton is staying with the Chiefs 3 years, $45 million, $30 million of it guaranteed. So 17 seconds ago on Twitter, Bolton staying with the Chiefs.
Nick Bolton remains a Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, Nick Bolton, solid young linebacker for the Chiefs. I think he would have had a lot of interest on the open market, but Chiefs. How much again, Lawrence?
It is 3 years, $45 million, 30 of it guaranteed.
30 million guaranteed. I'm loving this. This is the time as an NFL fan. I love this time of year because you kind of work at home. You're constantly on your phone, looking. Your phone's going off with notifications one after another. Such and such and sign here. There's so much hope around the league with these free agent signings. Then the draft's coming up, and then you have OTAs, and then mini camp, and then with training camp perhaps starts, and then the preseason reality kind of sets in, and you know if your team's going to be a contender or not. So, but right now, man, let's just enjoy this ride. So once again, Nick Bolton resigns 3 years, $45 million, 30 guaranteed to return to the AFC, leading and winning Kansas City Chiefs.
And that's somebody you were high on last week when we were talking about him, Dolph. That
yes,
whoever signed him was going to be getting himself a really good player.
I thought he would test the market, but listen, I guess the kid said, "Hey, I'm playing with one of the best quarterback in the National Football League. I got a chance at Super Bowl every year, at least playoff. As long as I got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, I know I got a chance every year to get to the big game." So smart move. Smart move. Okay, we got somebody said they don't think it's not that good. All right. Ground and pound 97. Nick Bolton is not that good. Give us some reason why. Matter of fact, here's what we gonna do. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, family. Anybody in the chat want to come on? Let us know your thoughts of these signings, what's going on, what has already happened in the league. So ground and pound. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Feel free, my friend, to come on and let us know why you think that Nick Bolton is not that good. Yeah, I guarantee you, I have a rebuttal for you. So let's see. Let me put it. Go ahead, Jerry.
I know y'all talked about him already, probably because I'm late to the party today. But the Gesicki deal, I was pleased to see him stay with Cincy.
Yeah, we didn't get to that yet, but I'm also glad. I mean, if you think about it, we were talking about him on the offensive free agent special. Yep. I mean, he was very productive in that offense last year at working as a tight end. He gave them that third option besides Chase and Higgins.
Yep.
So I think it was a smart signing, and we knew a few years ago before injuries set in, Mike Gesicki was one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. So
he was nasty in Miami. I mean, he was one of those guys that was like, when he's having a good game, he can be dangerous. And honestly, I was worried he was going to try to go somewhere else, take more money and walk. Mm-hmm. But I think for him, like, what a great spot to be. I mean, offense like that with Joe Burrow, the numbers he was putting up, 3 more years, like on a contending team. I mean, since he didn't have that bad start and they didn't hit the wall for a while there, that team had a really good shot to make a run in the playoffs. They were dangerous. I'm honestly glad. Granted, the Bills didn't make the Super Bowl, but I'm glad we didn't have to even worry about them in the playoffs this year because that was not a team I wanted to have to play. They were hot at the right time.
And you talked, Jeremy, about like how he kind of fell off after Miami when McDaniel came in. I think that probably helped him want to sign with Cincy because he knows what happens if you don't go to a place that you are fit for what they want to do. He went to New England, did nothing. His last year, Miami did nothing. So he's already tasted that free agency water and then how the grass isn't always greener no matter how much green you get. So I think that you're right. That kind of played into him staying in Cincy, be like, all right, I know I'm here. Burrow's going to get me the ball. I'm going to put up numbers. And like you said, if we can avoid that terrible start like we always have, we're going to be right there.
Well, and relevancy, right? You keep your career relevant. I mean, the problem is you get these guys and they end up, they have 1 or 2 bad seasons and then they fade out into nothing. And if you can keep yourself relevant for long enough, you can always find a home. Somebody's always going to sign you, but it's making sure you can somewhat stay on the radar. You know, that's why these guys that play for all these years in the NFL, they keep playing because they stay relevant wherever they end up.
Right. And then Mike Gesicki deal, family, is a 3-year deal for $25.5 million, $12 million in the year one. He gets $12 million for the 2025 season. The total contract is 3 years, $25.5 million.
And honestly, you can't hate that if you're Cincy. That's a good deal for a legitimate tight end. Like that's a decent price for a starting tight end that you know you'll get production out of.
Yeah, that is. That's again. That's something I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I get it up. Let me make sure I got this. Get it up here first. Because I'm not sure. Let's talk about this right quick. Now, they were going to release him. Then you get a call from the neighbor across the street who you don't get along with. Saying, look, I'll take that call, that old call off your hand, and I even give you a little something for it. That's kind of how they trade with.
I love that.
Me personally, there is no way in hell I'm doing business with a team in my division.
No.
Buyer beware. That, like I said earlier this morning, buyer beware. I understand you need wide receiver help, but buyer beware. I'm gonna trade you to my inter-conference, my division rival, who I got to play twice a year for no problem. Just a 7th-round pick. Okay, I don't know, man. Christian Kirk last year had a down season. We know when he went to the Jaguars, he got a deal that made many around the NFL scratch their head. Is it Christian Kirk's talent, or was it just the talent surrounding him in Jacksonville, you think, that led to them separating? And is this a good fit, him going to Houston?
If you're Houston, I mean, you gave up a 7th-round pick, so you're not really doing that much. And you saw what happened last. Like the receivers can't stay healthy. Tank Dell every year, the first 2 years is getting hurt. Steph Diggs tore his ACL. He's most likely gone. Robert Woods is up there in age. So from the Houston perspective, a 7th-round pick for somebody that his last healthy season when he played the entire way was 1,100 yards, that's something you take to be a number 2 because he's going to be number 2 behind Nico.
Right.
Yeah, but you see that with a lot of these guys. I mean, look at Hollywood Brown. He just signed for another year for what? What was the bill on that? $11 million?
For Hollywood? Yeah, hold on. I got you. Hollywood.
He's had 1,000-yard season. Like, oh, sorry, I'm making Dolphin jump all over on stuff.
All right. Now you good, huh? There you go, right there. We're good.
So I mean, you got a 1,000-yard, 1,000-yard receiving season. You just got paid $11 million, right? Like, and you can go get Christian Kirk for a 7th-round pick. Hell, if Buffalo would have given up a 7th-round pick for him, I wouldn't be mad. I would have taken that deal all day.
Yeah.
Happily.
Yeah, me too. All right, Pelicans Noel, I see your question. Do I have a defensive tackle the Saints can sign the free agent? Well, he went off the board. He's staying in Dallas. Osa Odigozua. How about that, Lars? I nailed it, baby. Osa Odigozua, baby. He is staying in Dallas. So he stayed. So no, the guy that I'm looking at, listen, Jonathan Allen. I think Jonathan Allen, you got BJ Hill, the veteran from the Cincinnati Bengals. And it's all about fits, you know. Jeremy Reed, of course, he resigned today.
We have more news, Dolph.
Okay, let's break it. More breaking news.
The Lions are going to release Zadarius Smith, who just reported a minute ago.
Oh, another pass rusher on the market. They traded for him last season after Hayden Hutchinson got released. I'm telling you, Trey Hendrickson to the Lions. I'm telling you, Trey Hendrickson to the Lions.
I mean, that makes Cincy weaker. I'm happy with that.
Listen, they get rid of Smith, Trey Hendrickson to the Lions. Is it Bosa? No, I think it's too injury prone. Think about that on that turf inside, and also connections. Dan Campbell was on the staff when Trey Hendrickson was drafted in New Orleans. Connections. I'm not reporting that. I'm just telling y'all that's where my spidey senses are going up with the release of Smith. And now with Trey Hendrickson still being out there, and look, we know there's no way feasible for him to be re-signed by Cincinnati unless he takes a major low deal return to Cincinnati, which again, this will be the man's probably final contract.
And you were talking earlier, Dolph, about how deals are being worked on like right now. Pro Football Talk said, why are so many players signing right now? Because negotiations are already happening and they're finding out it's better for them to stay put because they're not going to get what they think on the open market. So that plays to what you're talking about, that these talks already happen even though they technically shouldn't be happening. They already are.
Yeah. And one more quick question to answer that question. Pelicans also look at DJ Jones from the Denver Broncos. He was one of the most disruptive run defenders this past season in the NFL. He had 11.3 run stop rate ranking this past season, which was third among interior defenders in 2024. And because we know the Saints can use all the help they can on the interior line. All right, let's keep it going. Any more breaking news before we move on?
No, I got Twitter open. I'm ready to.
All right,
to say it if we do.
All right, so we're gonna go to our list. All right, we know that Trey Smith re-signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Ronnie Stanley re-signed with the Baltimore Ravens. Now that moves Willie Fries, Drew Dolman, Cam Robinson. Larry Jackson got traded, correct? Did he get traded to the Bears? Wasn't he the one traded to the Bears?
No, I think
that was forgive me, family. I thought it's not a Larry Jackson. The name
he re-signed, so he's he re-signed with the Rams.
With the Rams, all right.
They traded their other guy to the Bears.
Yeah, to the Bears, and I like the move the Bears are making to show up that interior of the offensive line. That's a smart move. So I think Cam Robinson is a good veteran out there to add. Willie Fry is the guard. If you need guard help, you can look at Willie Fry, Drew Dolman. So looking at from this list from Willie Fries, of course, we got the top three here. I'm gonna say, man, who's the quarterback in Seattle now?
Sam Howell.
There we go.
Nah.
My man Sam Howell, former Washington Commander.
Could that be a place for one Sam Darnold?
It's going to be Sam Darnold or Aaron Rodgers, I suspect.
Because I'm hearing there a lot of noise now about possible Sam Darnold to Seattle.
And that's what happened when they traded Geno. A lot of people were connecting dots of like, all right, they're gonna be getting Sam. That they wouldn't have made that trade if they didn't have something already kind of locked in that was gonna happen.
Gotcha. I mean, landing spots, Browns, Giants. Or should the Giants be interested in Sam Darnold?
The only quarterback the Giants have right now is Tommy Cutlets. Tommy DeVito is the only quarterback right now on the roster for the Giants. So they need somebody somewhere, somehow. They need someone, unless they're going to roll with him.
I heard a lot of rumors during the week that Aaron Rodgers possibly could be staying in New York and just switching uniform. Same stadium.
Yeah.
Just switch uniform.
Keep his locker and everything.
You can say it locker if you want. That still is weird as hell to me. How they just share the state.
It's weird. It would be weird to think of. It was weird to think of Aaron Rodgers as a Jet. I feel like it's even weirder to think of him as a Giant at this point. I don't even know.
But how funny would it be if he continued to follow Brett Favre's footsteps and went to Minnesota?
Ooh.
If you're Minnesota and you've got a young quarterback like J.J. McCarthy, is that the worst person to sit behind and maybe learn and carry a clipboard while you're getting healthy, or at least, if nothing else, have as an insurance policy for the right price?
With a team that went 14-2, listen, is Aaron Rodgers an upgrade over Sam Darnold at this age? Hell yes. Hell yeah. You put Aaron Rodgers with that offense,
that receiving core.
that running back that they currently got, I don't know. Listen, that wouldn't be a bad move.
Is he old? Is he old? Yeah, he's old. Can he still fling the ball? You're damn right he can.
You saw. Listen, we joked every week about Aaron Rodgers here, but toward the end of the season, last 5-6 games, he started playing ball like Aaron Rodgers. It was just too late.
And his numbers, I don't have them in front of me, but his numbers were actually pretty legit. And I think he just flew under the radar numbers-wise because the Jets were just so bad.
Yeah, they were. And
They
they were.
He had 3,897 pass yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
For a was he 40, 41?
He is 41 during the season. Yep.
I mean, damn.
Still throwing that pill. 28-11. That's better than any quarterback did in Cleveland, Tennessee, New York, New Orleans. Let me keep going. I go Dallas. Well. I mean, we could just keep naming teams all day long. Shit, 28-11. Yeah, hey. But I still think
Welcome in Rose City.
The only thing is with Aaron Rodgers, man, is are you ready for what all comes along with him? You know,
that's fair.
Yeah,
because I know they talk about receivers are divas, but quarterbacks are diva. And if there ever was a diva, coach killer diva is Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I said it. Your coach, everywhere you go, you're killing the coaching staff, man. Your coach, you got the coach fired, general manager got out there and everything, and now you gone.
He was like LeBron going to an NBA team wanting his guys, and then just they don't work out.
Right.
He went to New York and he got Cobb, he got Lazard, he got Devontae. How'd that work out for the Jets?
So here's the quarterback board right now. Oh, everyone's all right. Now Derek Carr, he's unavailable. As yesterday, the Saints restructured his contract, giving him $40 million of his due money for the season, creating $30 million in cap space. So, to the chagrin of many in who that nation who just don't like Derek Carr, he's disconnect from that city. That city's disconnect from him. They just don't like the man, and I don't like him on the football team. I just think he's not a good fit. He's not what the team needs. But as long as the Saints have their current general manager, they're going to have to deal with what they're dealing with. Once again, this man decides to kick the can down the road, which has this team in the predicament that it is once again. So Derek Carr's cap hit next year is going to be $69 million. They should have just cut ties with him.
If you look at this list and you look at the draft, is there a worse year to have a quarterback?
I mean, that's fair.
These quarterback prospects, like they're going to be drafted high because that's the most important position. But I think in almost any other year, Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders wouldn't be near the top of the first round.
I mean,
look at who's available now. Like
Jackson Dart is probably your number 3, right?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Like, really?
Like, why though?
So I mean, I think that's why the Raiders made that trade for Geno. Like this crop of quarterbacks is not it. Let's get somebody that Pete Carroll knows and has brought along and helped him revive his career. And you wonder, like, who else am I like? The Falcons should be smart and get what they can for Kirk because they're going to be a team that will overpay for him big time.
I mean, and honestly, for what they're not, let's be real, they're not going to play him. He's not going to have a future there. Like, they need to dump him while somebody's looking for somebody because, I mean, honestly, good on Pete Carroll for bringing Geno Smith back in and bringing him into the fold in that team. And because, I talk about the culture, you got the right guy in there that's going to be part of that culture because he's already been in it. He's led that team before for Pete. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Raiders really honestly have a decent year this year. He's going to build that team the way he wants, and they're going to be successful. He's like Andy Reid. He goes someplace, he finds a way to succeed. Yeah, who knows? I mean, could the Raiders be in line to go pick up Metcalf or Lockett?
Lockett for sure.
Could there be a reunion in Vegas?
Could be. Speaking about, listen, I respect the hell out of Bucky Brooks, and I'm currently looking at his top quarterbacks, and he has Shadur, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart as Jeremy Jesse. But he has Jalen Milroe full and Kyle McCord fifth. I mean, let me just say this. I've seen Jalen Milroe up. The kid, no doubt, has talent. He has talent. But Jalen Milroe is nowhere close to ready to walk in and be handed the ball for any team right now. The best thing I think for Jalen is to go to a team with a established veteran quarterback where he can learn how to be a pro, work on his fundamentals, his footwork, and his accuracy in the pocket when going short and intermediate. He throws a beautiful deep ball. He gets in trouble with his short and intermediate passes.
Mm-hmm.
The kid that I think that I don't hear a lot of people talking about when it comes to the draft prospect, and I think it's mainly because of his size, is Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel. He can make every throw on the field. He can make every throw on the field. The kid's a leader. The kid's a winner. I think some team is going to be very pleased if they get this young man in this building. And it's just not him. I like Kyle McCord, the quarterback from Syracuse. I like him also.
Former Ohio State quarterback.
I like Hennigan, the young man from Memphis. I think he's a good quarterback, under the radar quarterback. So yeah, those are some of the guys that I'm looking at. But Bucket Brooks, top 5 quarterbacks is Shedeur, Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, and Kyle McCord. And let me just say this. I hate what some of these teams are doing in this process right now. Slanging mud on Shedeur Sanders' name with a purpose. The purpose is to make him slide down the board so he can get in the range of their team. But there are also reasons that have nothing to do with football. It just goes to tell you, man, like, I mean, some of these teams and the ways that they operate, man, is sickening. You get these kids for someone to just drag out the kid. He didn't care about what we thought. What the hell does that mean? He didn't care about what she thought. They didn't like me. Oh, no, the kid got confident. Turn on the damn tape. A lot of times we get caught up in all these things off the field. Turn on the damn tape. The kids won at every level. Like it or not, the kids won at every level. A lot of people have bias because, let's be honest, they just don't like his damn daddy. You know? So that's my spiel for right now, man. I'm sorry, but I just had to get that on my chest because you got some people out there. I wanted to call themselves Mills, but I'm not because I'm trying to get a sponsor. And if I say what I'm about to say, I might not get a sponsor one day. But anyway, go ahead, Jeremy. Oh, we're being joined by the game has changed. Y'all better hold on. He in the building, baby. Coach is back. He done recovered from Mardi Gras. He done recovered from being on that float. He done had his oatmeal this morning, baby. He got his UG hat on, baby. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, Coach?
Hey, guys. What's going on, man?
Oh, my God. He humble. You can tell he partied so much.
You don't got the flashing lights this week, Coach.
Oh, the lights ain't flashing right now. The brain's spinning right now trying to come back, man. The brain trying to recover right now.
All right, Coach. Hey, Larry, put up some of the most recent news.
I'm putting up Nick Bolton for Coach.
Coach, there we go. Give us your thoughts on that, because you thought highly of Nick Bolton also.
Best linebacker in the NFL right now. Great job, Kansas City.
Whoa, best linebacker in the NFL right now. Gotcha. Now, there are some in the chat who will disagree with you.
Hey, productive. I tell you what I don't like, and I guess I'm just old school, the money that, and I'm not mad at the kid. He got what he deserved, but as a GM, I'm not paying that kind of money for Myles Garrett, man. I'm not paying that money for no type of player.
And then the contract. Lawrence, can we get that contract up there for Myles Garrett, please?
Yep, I got you.
All right, so there it is there, Coach.
My question is, how long he's been in Cleveland? Has he won a Super Bowl? Has it come close to a Super Bowl? So getting all that money, what that's going to do? That's going to guarantee a Super Bowl? I'm not paying that kind of. I feel the most I do is something, and it's not just him, man. I just think we just paying absurd money for these players. Then we got to go back and restructure or look back on 2 years or something, redo the contract. Or most of the time, They hurt. They don't even play up the par after getting this. I'm just not paying that kind of money, man. I'm sorry. It's called team, and it's a collective effort, man. I'm just not breaking that kind of money on no type of player. I'm just sorry. I'm old school, and I know people disagree with me, but I'm just, the most I do is a 2 or 3 year deal on a player, and then we'll come back to the table. But this money now, I'm sorry.
No, and what's funny is he was just saying, word from his camp was he wanted to play for a contender. He wanted to play for a winner. He wanted out of Cleveland. He didn't want to be part of a rebuild. But lo and behold, 160 million reasons to change his mind did today with 88 guaranteed. And look at this. I like Jeremy Coach. I'm gonna ask you, like I asked Lawrence. I never saw this before personally in the contract. Throw that back up right quick, Lawrence, please. No trade clause, but 123 million injury guarantee. So if this man goes out today or tomorrow and ruptures his Achilles tendon, which I pray doesn't happen, that man, they're still on the hook for $123 million.
Because it's the Browns thing to do.
You won't say it, dog, because you're looking for a sponsor, but I'll say it because I'm my own sponsor. They basically just kissed his ass to stay there.
Yeah.
I could say that. I could say that.
Well, I said it for you. They just kissed his ass to stay there.
Appreciate what was having my back.
But that's what happens when it's the bad teams have to overpay because they can't get the good players, and that's just Cleveland having to pay him crazy amounts of money for him to want to stay.
The problem with Cleveland is they're so far in the hole.
Right, and does that help them win a Super Bowl?
No. They're already in the hole with Deshaun Watson for how many millions right now? And now you're going to throw it at Myles Garrett? Like, what are you doing?
Right.
All right. Philly D say you don't pay, you're not going to win. Money changes things.
Yeah, but you're paying all your money to two guys right now. One's not even playing. The other guy said he doesn't even want to be there. And you're giving him $160 million.
And wait, what did he say in his comment, dog?
That is right there. If you don't pay, you're not going to win. Money changes things.
Okay, so they had him, and where they drafting at?
Myles Garrett?
Yeah,
Cleveland. Cleveland, the team that brought him into the league.
I'm saying, where they drafting at this year?
Oh, Green Bay.
No, what number?
No,
what
he's
number
saying
they in the
he's
draft?
saying
what was the position?
Yeah.
Oh, position to draft. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now.
What they like number 2, number 3?
So what
he brought to them these last few years that you said money, all they're doing is getting them money. What is this going to change? It's just he could go buy him a nice Ferrari and buy some other people Ferraris and shit like that. But as far as the organization is not helping them, they just stuck in cap hell.
Yeah.
And they've been stuck in cap hell, and now it's even worse.
Well, it got worse when they restructured Deshaun Watson's contract.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Niners are releasing Malik Collins, saving $10 million against the cap.
Malik Collins, another defensive tackle. Hey, Pelicanola, there you go. Malik Collins. Any serviceable, good, rotational against the run defense interior tackle can be used in the Bayou. I'm going to say that.
Yeah. And they're going to take less money because we talked about the marriage of the draft and free agency.
No.
This year's draft is
deep.
Defensive tackle is
deep. That's why I think a lot of these veteran defenders, just veterans period, are going to sign. If you don't hear their name called on the first day of free agent period, the first or second day, look for a lot of them to be signed after the draft, after the dust settles, after the draft, and teams see what they need, and then these players they can sit back and then now they can see where might my services best be served? What would be the best place for me to go to contribute and have an opportunity to help a team and basically get on the field?
The teams can get a nice discount on some of these guys too. That's the nice part.
Okay, due to speed and hip tight, he is still a darn good linebacker. JC box predator first. Gotcha, Dana. All right. Now going back to Philly deep. Listen, congratulations on your Eagles winning the Super Bowl. You can say that because your talent right now about spending money, y'all got a lot of rookie contracts right now. Y'all got a lot of players with those how should I put it, with those agreeable contracts right now. Listen, you had to make. Listen, Darren Slade's gone. You had to make a decision there. You brought back Zach Bond. But listen, it's gonna hit the fan when when these 4 years are up, and you got to decide on a lot of them. If in the first round you get that 5th year option, but then after that you got to decide what are you going to pay. We're gonna see in a couple years if you feel the same way. But again, like they say, scared money don't make money, so you got to spend. But you can spend foolishly. You know, that's like me and Coach going to strip club, just spending money foolishly. You know, that's foolish. You know,
boy, that boy don't put me in the strip club. Lord have mercy. Boy, that boy here don't put me in. He said a strip club.
You're looking extra glittery today, Coach.
When we on Coach next week, we need to send a search party.
But I'm just saying, guys, me as a GM, I'm searching for the players that have been on a team, have been under a rookie contract, that you see make progress with that team, and now on a free agent where I could bring in on a bargain deal and keep building my team. Man, I'm not going out spending absurd money on the one player like a lot of these teams do. I'm taking my time. I'm searching. Through the draft. If you have the right people backing you in the draft, man, you get some good young players in the draft, and then you look for that second or third tier kid that's out there and free agents that looking for that opportunity, and you bring him in on the right price. That's the kind of shopping I'm doing, man. I'm sorry, I can't go in Saks Fifth Avenue and all that. I'm going straight in Goodwill to see what's in there in thrift store. And they got some good stuff being there, bro. You just got to know how to pick it out. You know what I'm saying? I can't do Marcus and Neiman and all that. I'm sorry.
That goes down to coaching.
Well, and to pay a guy $160 million that doesn't want to be there, like that's the part that kills me too. Like, what's that look like in your locker room? Like when we talk about the culture part, like you got a guy that just got a massive payday who's openly said, "I don't want to be there because this team can't compete," and you're going to surround him with the rest of that team. How do you think that's going to go? Like, it's a Browns thing to do. They keep shooting themselves in the foot every single time.
OG Stoner says, I'm with Coach 100%. And why overpay? You're not going to win.
Yep.
Gotcha.
To go with what Coach was talking about with not overpaying, your brass has to have a vision. Your GM, your coaches have to know it. Like, and that's what the Eagles did. We talked about Zach Bond. They knew what they wanted with him. They saw what they could get out of him.
Right.
They put him in a position he hadn't played before. That's because Fangio had a vision and knew what he wanted and knew what he was going to get. So that's what if you don't have the coaches that can do that, that's where that thing falls flat, and then you lose. And then it's a business. You're going to lose your fans' confidence. You're going to lose because they see like, hey, we have $100 million in cap space, and these people you sign aren't doing anything. So you got to have that balance of the coaches got to be able to do that, and then, marriage those two things together.
Let me just say this. Coaching matters in the National Football League. Coaching matters on every level of sports. Coaching does matter. All right, guys, Bobby Wagner. Re-signed 1-year contract, $9.5 million, $8 million guaranteed. He's going to remain with the Commanders. Once again, this man has a double-digit sack tackle season, first ballot Hall of Famer. And to me, I just think Bobby saw, hey, we are so close. We got so close last year. Listen, Washington right now is a destination that guys are looking to go to play with the Commanders. They made the Debo trade, they re-signed Bobby Wagner, who again is just a leader and on my estimate is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Just get a man his yellow jacket when he retired. He's still that good, still playing at a high level. He might not be the best linebacker in the National Football League.
He produces.
But he produces, and damn it, he's one of the top 6 in the NFL at his age right now. Patch Nation, Vegan Vikings, how you doing? Come on in. I thought I said it right. If I didn't, let me know. Listen, family, the link is in the chat. You don't just have to hear us talk. Hit that link. Come on in. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you think, how you're feeling. Now, one of the one of the top players on the free agent market is safety Javon Holland of the Dolphins. Thinking of him, Lawrence, Coach, where might a good fit for Javon Holland be?
In division was who I think of first. I'm thinking of the Patriots, who have all the money in the world to spend. I know we just talked about not spending that, but when you have $125 million in cap space, that means you have a pretty big gap in talent there. Right. So Holland is the type of player that I think Mike Vrabel would love to have, and nobody knows him better than the three other teams in the division. So that's one that I could see staying in division, going to New England with probably more money than he would get otherwise.
And speaking of a team that has to overpay, we're talking about the Patriots. I understand it's been a couple of years since they have been removed from being the team, the dynasty. But do the Patriots, as they stand right now, have to overpay to get players to come to New England? What's your thoughts, Coach?
I'm going to put it like this, bro. I'm always against the grain. I don't believe in this far as the player that fits the team and a free agent where you think he fits best. I believe in a coach that has a vision, a team that has a vision in this player. You take a chance, you bring him in. If he's coached right, if the system is right for him, he fits into that system, bro. It's a win-win. So like I said, all these big name cats out here, wherever they go, it's still, you got to fit that system. There's got to be a vision for you, and he's got to be coached up to play in that vision, man. So all this about who fits here, none of that, man. Just give me a coach, give me an organization that has the right system, the right coaching staff, the right positional coach, and let's make this work, bro. And that's just my belief.
And you think of, that's why I said the Patriots. You picture Vrabel, I think of like Kevin Byard back in his heyday with what he did under Vrabel. So I could see Holland fitting that type of role for Vrabel in New England, because that's why Byard was an all-pro with what he did there. So Vrabel played defense. He knows the NFL. So I think, like Coach, he's going to have that vision, and that's somebody I think that would fit what he wants to do.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, we got our first guest in the bag. We're going to bring him on. This young man goes by the name of Hurricane Mike, and I believe this is going to be his second appearance on the Come On In Sports Network. So, Hurricane Mike, welcome in. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, how you doing? Sorry I couldn't make it earlier. I had lots of stuff to do, but I'm here now. So,
yeah, well, it must be good staying home with your parents, boy. I tell you.
Yeah.
I remember them days. You better enjoy it while you can. I'm telling you. Don't rush to grow up. It sucks. Well, anyway, go
gotta
ahead.
pay bills and everything, man.
Okay.
That's right.
Adulting is hard.
It is, man. What you got for us, Mike? Talk to us, baby.
It's good.
So I came in when y'all were talking about Javon Holland.
Yeah.
And I have some, and I don't think this is really of a hot take, but this is a destination I would love to see Javon Holland in. What about going over to Denver, Colorado? To pair up with Patrick Surtain. You got Surtain and Holland back there, and they just signed Brandon Jones, I believe, last year. Brandon Jones ain't no slouch now, so like you pair him and Holland, bro, that defense could literally be like, their defense was already good last year. Imagine if you add Javon Holland, bro, that could literally be a top 5 defense again. Like, dude, especially against Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and whoever the heck the Raiders are going to get. Well, they already got Geno Smith, I guess, but okay. But man, that would be a defense that a lot of AFC teams got to look out for. I'm just saying, Javon Holland to Denver.
Yeah. This is Amen said this is free agency, aka all the moves the Saints can't make. Yes, sir. All right.
The Saints will sign somebody.
Where are the Saints after the Derek Carr thing? What are their numbers now?
They are at negative 8.5 million as of right now from over the
cap. Yeah, they'll get that together.
The Saints, they'll sign somebody. It may not be like a top 10 guy, but they'll sign at least some depth. Maybe a starting defensive player, maybe.
So let's keep it going. Let me get some free. Again, Coach, I understand what you just said. Do you think it was a mistake by Sam Darnold not to resign the Vikings? Reports were that the Vikings had decided they were pretty much moving on from Sam Darnold. Is it buyer beware with Sam Darnold? Let me just phrase it like that. Is it buyer beware?
I think it is. I mean, he had his most productive year with Minnesota, but then what was going on behind the scenes that we don't know or didn't hear about also. A lot of stuff, we don't hear or know about, man. But I don't know, bro. I'm curious to see where he goes from here now, because he did have a productive season in Minnesota. So let's just see what goes on, man, because maybe it was something behind the scenes that we don't know about why he didn't stay.
And that's things we never really know, right?
Right.
And that, which is to be able to get that information, but I don't think I think I was muted. Mike's idea of Holland to Denver, I think had some validity to it. You think of when they were at their best, they had a big tandem at safety, they couldn't afford to keep them.
Yep.
So somebody young would fit in there pretty well as well.
All right. Thank you.
Trey Hendricks, you said Trey Hendricks to Detroit, Dolphin. I got Trey going to the Commanders, man.
That'd be something for Washington.
Now, the reason I said that, Coach, was with the release of the Darius Smith. It kind of made, like I said, it made my spidey senses go off there. You let go of pass rusher that you just traded for, bought in. You let him go with no Trey Hendrickson is on the block, so to speak. And then you look at the relationship that he has with Lions head coach and Camp. So I think that's a viable landing spot for Trey. You get if you get Trey, and then of course you get Hutchinson coming back healthy. That's a hell of a combination coming off that end.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I want to hear all three of you guys' comments on this. This is the move that really puzzled me, and I know there's got to be something behind it, but it was Kansas City letting the All-Pro center go when they need line help, offensive line help, and they traded their center, and I don't know, that puzzled me. Like I know they got a plan, but what do you guys think about that?
You talking about Tooney?
Yeah.
Listen, they went back, they watched the film, they saw how they got beat up. And I'm gonna say it again, Kansas City got beat up all night long by the Eagles front. They beat the hell out of them, beat them down to the ground. Yeah. No mercy. They beat the hell out of them. Now, for all y'all Chiefs fans who may be upset by what I'm saying, I don't give a damn, because for the last 2 years, a lot of y'all who were nothing but bandwagon jumpers anyway were talking a lot of noise. But your ass ain't talking now after that ass whooping. But anyway, back to what we were talking about, Coach. I just had to get, because some of them make me sick, because they ain't true fans. They just bandwagon jumpers. And they already jumped ship on the Chiefs. They looking for they might have on green now, claiming themselves to be an Eagle fan. I'm just saying. But Joe Tooney, Coach, I mean, listen, he swung out the left tackle last year for him because of their Lions trouble. My thing is that a lot of times we praise the Chiefs for the draft choices, good decisions they made, but they just drafted a left tackle, and to me, you're already giving up on them. The young man, I can't pronounce his last name, from BYU. What's the young man's name, Lawrence?
I'm not going to try to pronounce that one.
Yeah,
Kingsley Suamata.
I think, yeah, something like that, Mike. So they've already, to me, you just brought this young man into the building, and are you already giving up on this young man? I'm sure I heard that they had interest in Stanley if he would have made the free agency, but of course we see that the Ravens re-signed him and kept him off the free agent market. So I think it's going to be, they're going to go in the draft. But listen, this year's tackle class is not as good as the last 2 years have been for offensive linemen, as far as offensive tackle wise. So what do you have? You have to. That's why, like Coach would say about coaching, I just say coaching matters. That's why if you have young talent on you have to coach them up. You have to. You have to get the most out of the young talent that you have on your team right now. I mean, because right now the best available big man offensive lineman out there to me right now, if you're looking at everything, would be Cam Robinson. Could that be a place
maybe?
Could they go after Cam Robinson? He's out there. You got Dan Moore, Tevin Jenkins, Drew Dolman, and Willie Fry. Of course, you got a center and guard. And did Drew Dolman re-sign with the Falcons, or is he still the free agent?
I don't think he was signed.
I don't think. I thought I heard that they planned to re-sign him, but I didn't.
Yeah, but to be fair, everybody's
okay.
To be re-signed.
He's still free. All right. Dana R is helping us pronounce it. She broke it down for us. Thank you.
Sua Matea. Okay.
Sua Matea.
Right. But they have him listed as a guard too, Dolph.
They have Drew Dolman.
That Kansas City Sua Matea. If you go to the Chiefs website, he's listed as the backup guard to Thuney. So that might answer coach's question. If they had him as the backup to Thuney, they might say it's time for him to step up and play guard.
Okay. That makes sense.
Especially because they had to franchise tag Trey Smith, but the offensive line doesn't get positional franchise tags. So essentially, they're playing left tackle money to Trey Smith as a guard because all the offensive line salaries combined together somehow to make the franchise tag for the offensive line. So maybe that could be why they're doing that, Coach.
That makes sense. Okay, that makes plenty of sense.
So when they were forced to put Thuney at left tackle, they moved him from left tackle to left guard.
Yeah, and
are they trying to say that like Kingsley's not that good at tackle, and so they had to move him? Is that what's going on? So shoot, maybe the Chiefs busted on that first round pick, unless he does good at guard somehow.
He just came in 2023. They just drafted him last year. Or what? 23? Was that 23? He came into.
I think it was last year. I
thought he came in last year with that tackle class. I thought it was last year too. I mean, after one season, I can't see Andy Reid and them giving up on the kid that fast.
I don't think they're gonna give up on him either. But yeah, you saw Trevor Penning, right? He got drafted at left tackle. Did not do well. He was right tackle, and now he's not. He's solid now. Okay.
Right.
It could be something like that, maybe.
Kingsley was a second round pick, and at the bottom, so he was like right on the verge of being a third rounder. So I mean, for his first year, that's not bad. Now looks like they're counting on him to step up and fill that role at a much cheaper rate than Thuney.
All right, Coach. This for my guy, Coach. Let me share this with y'all guys. Get this up here. All right. This on X-Jazz non-courtesy of Diane Rossini. The Commanders are among the many teams exploring a potential trade for Bengals All-Pro Trey Henderson. Per sources, Henderson was granted permission to seek a trade last Thursday by Cincinnati. One NFL executive shared the Bengals are looking for significant trade compensation in return. They ain't getting no first for Trey Henderson, man. They can get that up. They're not getting the first for Trey Henderson.
Myles Garrett's off the board, so you might as well go after Trey.
Look, the NFL. Listen. The last 2 years, Trey Henderson has the most sacks in the National Football League.
He does.
Back to back. 34 sacks. 17 sacks the last 2 seasons.
Led the league in sacks this year.
And he was the best defensive player for the Cincinnati Bengals. But again,
and yet they were 25th in sacks.
You got to pay Chase. You just franchise T. Higgins, which you can't do no more. So they go. If I'm T. Higgins, you're actually paying them more on the franchise tag than you would have had to do if you would have got a deal done with him. Now you franchise him for 1 year. He plays his 1 year out, and he just walks for nothing next season. So it's all about how you
Dolph, I'm about to give you something right now. Y'all can think I'm crazy, but I like being crazy at times.
I'm used to it. That's all the time. But go ahead.
I love crazy.
Joey Bosa on a 1 year deal to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I said I kind of said it too.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing about that, Coach, injury prone. That's it. Now we know he played for Steelers, had good success under Steelers. First of all, is the draw playing with Steelers more than the drug of him going to play with his brother in the Bay?
No.
They reported today on Twitter that Joey Bosa has had good conversation with the 49ers.
Yep.
So that is already happening in conversation.
Yeah, we're not getting Bosa. We're not getting Bosa.
Hey, I told
just
y'all.
that garbage.
Hey, I said it this morning. Am I my brother's keeper? I'm telling you, reunited once again, baby. I'm telling you, it makes sense. Think about it. I got a chance to go play with my younger brother, and then just think about this. If you get a fully healthy Joey Bosa on one side, other Bosa on the other side, my God. San Francisco, baby, they're right back in this thing.
And while we got Jeremy here, Jeremy, who's going to be the one receiver in Buffalo? Who we looking at?
To bring in? Well, I was hoping,
Yes.
I mean, if we're looking to bring in a receiver, and Lawrence and I talked about this on Monday, which is looking at a vertical threat, I was hoping it would be Hollywood Brown, honestly, in some ways. Is a decent.
Well, no, that's not happening.
No, well, he already signed for 1 year,
Right.
$11
Yeah,
million.
so that's not happening.
I mean, outside of that, who do we end up with, Lawrence? I can't even remember off the top of my head now.
Well, DK is available for a second-round pick now.
Well, I mean,
But we talked about Darius Slayton. We talked about Josh Palmer, kind of like Coach said, under the radar people that could still
Slayton,
make
I
an
would
impact.
not dislike. I like him. I just think he's in a bad spot on a bad team with bad quarterbacks.
when you're starting quarterback's Drew Lock, you're not doing nothing. I'm sorry. When your quarterback's Drew Lock, ain't nobody going to have success.
Well, or Tommy
Dan
Cutlets
Jones.
right now, because that's the only quarterback they got.
I'm going to throw two names out.
Over.
I'm going to throw two names out that I like.
All right, what you got?
Darius Slayton, and I think one of the most underrated guys, like Coach been talking about, Elijah Moore from the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh. He's floated around quite a bit, and he's always had talent. I think everyone's just waiting for him to find it. Like he's
I
one
wanted
of
to
those
take
guys.
a trade for Elijah Moore.
He was in New York at one point, right? He started with the Jets.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
And he hated Dak Wilson, so he left.
I would prefer Slayton just because I think Slayton's more proven overall.
Yeah.
I just think that kid's talented. Like you say, every time I've watched him, he's been productive. And it's all about change and opportunity, man. Sometimes change is good. Darius Slayton, every season, every trade deadline, it seemed like his name was up. But teams looking to trade for Darius Slayton, and then it doesn't come to fruition. So now him being a free agent, maybe he gets out of New York. I see you, nephew. Mozzie, how you doing? Come on in.
I mean, the other thing we talked about, Coach, was the fact that is it Brady that's the problem, or is it the fact that we're just not bringing in the right vertical threats for receiver? Which
my negativity is rubbing off on Jeremy.
I mean, honestly, Lawrence brought up a good point, right? Like we brought in, we had Curtis Samuel, we brought in Amari Cooper, and neither of those guys really performed. Right. Diggs' numbers dropped off the face of the earth, once Brady took over play calling duty. So is the offense not built for vertical threat receivers because of Brady, or the problems the receivers that we're bringing in or that we had?
I don't think the offense is built for vertical threat. If you really kind of look at Brady's offensive pedigree, I think it's more of a mid to short range passing game under Brady. Than it is the vertical threat. Now, every now and then he'll stretch it on you, but it's more of a short, intermediate passing game. And I think with him, just throwing somebody out there, a Cooper Rush would be good. Somebody work intermediate, short routes with what's the other kid? What is it? Shakir?
Yeah.
Shakir. I think a receiver, that type of receiver like Cooper Rush would be good for y'all, I think.
Cooper Rush not a receiver.
No, Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. I'm sorry, Cooper Kupp.
I was confused for a minute too. I was letting it go. I was waiting to see.
I knew what he meant.
I'm sorry. Kupp.
I'm sitting here and I'm saying
Kupp.
He's saying Cooper Rush.
You gotta give Coach some grace. He's a little fuzzy still.
I'm recuperating, bro. But Kupp, man. I think
about Cooper Rush.
Now I'm thinking about Duke now. Yeah, I'm thinking about Duke right now. Yeah, but
Cooper Flag, yeah.
Cooper Flag.
But I'm thinking somebody like that because he doesn't really stretch the field, bro.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
somebody
my goodness.
intermediate short passing game type receiver.
But that's what Shakir is.
Yeah, he is.
That's what
I like
Shakir is.
Shakir.
But Shakir is not the one that's gonna take those big hits in that middle, bro. He's not. He's more of like a Olave. He works that deeper,
He's
and
like a
he's not
Tyler
gonna come
Lockett,
in.
in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not gonna come in there and take them big blows, bro. Like the Saints had deal with Olave and stuff, bro. He's not gonna take them big blows like that.
Dolph, you brought up a few times you like Keenan Allen.
I like the veteran, still balling,
He's still got some in the tank. There's still
got something in the tank.
That's another one. Yeah, he's another one. Still got something left. Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons pandemic. God damn it, how you doing, family? Come on in. The team I love to hate. What's going on, family? Welcome to the show. Hit the link if you like to come in. Brady has shown that this game has become geared to tight ends. Mahomes has adopted the same concept. Of course, he has Travis Kelce.
Those tight ends were like non-existent last year.
This is a good tight end draft also this year.
But we got Kincaid and Knox. It's not like we have slouches back there for tight ends either.
I think you guys good at tight end. And please,
the usage.
Yeah.
But I mean, with Kansas City never really had a consistent one receiver or even two. It was like by committee. You never had a consistent one or two with them. It was just by committee, you know.
I mean, they haven't in years, honestly, Coach.
When they had Cheetah,
probably Hill.
When they had the Cheetah.
Yeah, I mean, that's back then, yeah.
Yeah, he's already been in Miami 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's going to be gone on Miami, but.
And then, Rice started stepping into that role, and he got hurt.
Yep.
So they never had a Worthy. They just was trying to use his speed all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, well, with the resigning of Hollywood Brown, now they take the top off the defense with Hollywood Brown, a healthy Hollywood Brown.
I like him.
And Worthy. You now got two speed merchants on the outside. That's a dangerous
team now.
I think what they need now, they got Kelce. They need a big body type. They need a big Keenan Allen. They need a big body possession.
They need a running back. That's what they need.
They need a running back. Pacheco is so.
I'm glad y'all went there, Coach. Lawrence and Jeremy said, "Yo, guy, Pacheco is overrated. He ain't that good. That every running back runs hard in the NFL. I've been waiting for this. Let me hear your rebuttal, Coach."
I mean, the kid just never came back from the injury, got his legs back under him, bro. Let's just wait till next year before they start talking this shit about my boy. You know what I'm saying? He just never got his legs back under him during the back end of the season. Let's just wait till next year and let's see what happens.
That's if he's on the Chiefs.
We just did the exercise of I went down all the running backs for each team. Like, would I take Pacheco or this guy? And I got about halfway through the NFL. I'm like, well, I haven't taken Pacheco once yet. That was that discussion, Coach.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Dolphin just trying to instigate.
Yeah, I know what Dolphin doing.
We're having a nice Sunday afternoon here.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting.
Let's just blow it all up.
Hey, I knew y'all hated when Coach put that damn jersey.
But the thing, I'm gonna tell you the thing. I never liked it with the Kansas City. I never liked the Nagel as the OC. There was never
Nagy.
Nagy never just had it for me. I've never been for him as OC. I thought they would get rid of him after the Super Bowl because his play call and shit was atrocious. What he did in the Super Bowl. And for some reason, they're keeping him around, but we never established anything offensively. No real true identity. I mean, they just won, just basically on a lot of just lucky shit, if you want to call it that, down the stretch. I mean, a play here, a play there, and they would have lost. I'm not for him as the OC.
Hold on, who would have lost?
I'm saying.
The Chiefs are a few plays away from not even being in the playoffs, dude. And yet they were in the Super Bowl somehow. Make it make sense.
What, are you talking about the Chiefs?
Yes.
And you talking about the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs?
Yes. The trash
Man,
dude?
Andy Reid, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. We ain't about to do that.
I don't know, bro.
No, we ain't about to do that.
I don't know.
Andy Reid called the plays.
I don't know.
Andy Reid ass was trash.
No.
Nah, y'all ain't about to do that.
If it was him, whoever it was in that Super Bowl, if it was him, that shit was horrible, bro.
Andy Reid got out coached. Talk about Andy Reid ass because he called the play with that big ass Waffle House ass play sheet he walk around with. That shit wasn't big enough a couple Sundays ago. Nah, you ain't about to put that on the offensive coordinator, and I don't even know the man. But y'all ain't about to do that when everybody know who called the damn plays in Kansas City. It was Andy Reid. Even Andy Reid said, I didn't do a good job. Nah, it wasn't no offensive coordinator. You ain't about to do that. Say it. I want to hear you say it with your chest. It was on Andy Reid. Say it with your chest.
I'm not saying
it was on Andy Reid. It was on Andy Reid.
Thank you, L. Rob. What L. Rob said? Andy Reid has to eat some humble pie from. Yeah, thank you, brother. That was Andy Reid. Everybody in the chat, if you agree with your boy Dolph or you agree with your boy Coach, put it in the chat. If it was Reid's fault, say Reid bad. If it was anybody else, that put anybody else shit. But we all know it was Reid's fault. It was on Andy Reid. Bad. Because if that would have won, you'll be on here praising his ass. Look at great play calling by Andy Reid. He's one of the greatest play callers of all time. Nah, he won a couple.
Oh, it was also on Mahomes too. It was on Mahomes too.
He won a couple Sundays ago. Look at
Jerry
D said real talk. Chiefs got exposed in first half. Okay. Thank you, Rose City. Rose City said Reid bad. I got one person to agree with me. Good people think, what they say? Good mind thinking like itself. My mind messed up sometimes, so I don't know. But it ain't messed up when I saw a couple Sundays ago. They got their ass whooped. All right,
who be back?
The Super Bowl was already a month ago.
They'll be back.
Reid never made adjustments.
They'll be back.
Listen, he tried to make adjustments, but he couldn't. Because those four up front was whooping the hell out the 5 or 6 he had up front trying to block him.
Nah, he didn't.
That's why they traded away.
He did. Hold on. He didn't what, Coach? Let me hear it. Say it loud. You tried to say it low.
There was no adjustments made.
By who?
Whoever called the plays. Who called the plays
for the Chiefs, Coach?
Hey, whoever called them. The game plan was shitty from get-go. I didn't understand. There was no script. You saw how great that front four of Philadelphia was. There were no screen plays. There were no quick tosses to the outside to stretch them linemen and make them run sideline to side. The whole game plan offensively was shitty, bro. The whole game plan.
Even the defensive game plan too as well.
Shout out to my brother. East Coast Gridiron, my brothers in the house. Listen, Dante, what's up, baby? Dante say, "Don't." It was the old line. You can call what you want. That offensive line was getting destroyed. I agree. I don't think it was his fault. Stop it. The only thing I fault Reid for is getting the running game involved. But that was his fault. He didn't get the running game involved. He didn't run the ball enough. That's on who? Who the play caller? That's on Andy Reid. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Can we also talk about the entire Chiefs? Because even the defense, and look, the defensive game plan was to shut down Saquon, but they forgot about AJ Brown, forgot about Jalen Hurts, forgot about Devontae Smith, forgot about Dallas Goedert, forgot about the 5 trenches dudes. Like, when you're overcommitting on one guy, why do you think Devontae Smith broke loose? Like, look, I'm not trying to give Andy Reid no benefit of doubt with the Chiefs offense. Look, he was trash. The entire Chiefs offense was trash. But the Chiefs defense was no better. Like, Steve Spagnuolo, he was trying to go all out for Saquon, that he forgot that Saquon ain't the only dude on the team that can play ball.
All right. When you are trying to establish the short game and every check you make as a quarterback can be established when you have no time to throw. Again, you're right. They got beat up front. If the short game not working, then running game is most likely non-existent. Gotcha.
That's because he didn't trust Pacheco.
Well, it's non-existent. He have time, man. And they couldn't open hold. They couldn't move them up front either. They couldn't move them in the running game. L. Rob says the Eagles were just a better team, period. They can beat you in multitude of ways. Pelican Notice said Patrick Mahomes finally got hit. Philly put that bullseye on him. All right, family. Any more breaking news while we live, Lawrence? Any more breaking news?
I've been checking constantly, Dolph. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet. Okay, let's go through some more. Go ahead.
Did y'all already talk about the Darius Smith getting released?
Yeah, we talked about the Darius Smith being released.
That's the latest breaking news I've received.
Coach, is the Darius Smith, is he a better fit for a 4-3 defense or a 3-4?
A 3-4.
A 3-4.
I think a 3-4, me personally.
Yeah, Nick Bolton got resigned and Smith got released. Those are the last two things I've got.
Yeah. I'm checking for updates right now too.
And also the Cardinals are signing Browning and the Seahawks are signing Jaron Reed, and then Von Miller got released. Myles Garrett got resigned. Those are everything from today.
All right, that's everything right now. Okay, we got a developing story. This is from Brian Peacock. Let me get that up there. For Twitter for you guys. All right, here we go, family. Right there. All right, teams are absolutely hurting for good offensive tackles. Jalen Moore was pretty darn solid filling in for Trent Williams. The expectation heading into free agency is that 49ers free agent offensive tackle Jalen Moore and Steelers free agent offensive tackle Dan Moore Jr. will have strong markets and are likely to land deals in the mid-teens or higher per source. Let me see if we got any more substance to it. That's it. All right, Lawrence, what's your thoughts on that news there?
Well, they're going to get, like we talked about, the offensive lineman being picked over. You're seeing the Bears who need offensive line trading for it because I don't think they like what they're going to see on the market.
Right.
So if you have like an extra tackle or if you have an extra lineman, this might be the year to try to trade one and get a bit higher draft pick than you would otherwise. Like if you got 6 or 7 offensive linemen, you might want to look at the teams looking for linemen like, hey, there's not much available. What do you think about giving me like a 3rd round pick for this guy? So I think that's going to be the interesting thing with the offensive line there is like, who's going to be the shocking offensive line trade? Because we already had Thuney. I didn't see that coming, that they were going to trade him. So who else is going to be shocking us moving forward?
Right. All right, and I'm going to share this one with you about the let me get this one up there with you. No breaking news. All right, linebacker market, coach. So here we go. These 5 linebackers have all been snatched off the market quickly. So now it becomes, if you're in need of a linebacker, is it just a draft? Or do you have to possibly make a trade to get somebody in the building? All 5 of these gentlemen have re-signed with their same team. And like Lawrence said at the beginning of the show, a lot of teams, family, they are keeping it in-house. If they have developed a kid, a player has developed in their system, they are keeping them there. Right now, I'm with you, L. Rob. I think Harold Landry right now becomes probably your top defensive free agent out there. What's your thoughts on Harold Landry? 9 sacks last year, Lawrence and Coach.
Well, 9 sacks isn't anything to sneeze at, and Landry's kind of produced throughout. There's still a couple out there. Like you and I talked about Dre Greenlaw last week. If he hadn't been hurt, he's going to be hitting the market. And like Coach said, finding the fit, like you're going to get some people cheaper than you think because of the injury history. So I'm looking at Dre Greenlaw as somebody. Ernest Jones we talked about as a possibility for people. So I don't know. I think this is the year to do what Coach said. I don't think there's anybody worth paying a ton of money to this year. This needs to be the year of bargain shopping and play for the draft.
And pray for the draft. And to go off what you said earlier, if you're fortunate to have 6 quality NFL starting offensive linemen, can you even afford to get rid of that 6 offensive linemen?
No, I don't think you should, but you at least got to make a call and see if someone's willing to really overpay for one.
Because the talent on the offensive line, man, in the NFL as of over the last several years, it's just gotten bad. I don't know, Coach.
That's a college problem.
That's what I was about to ask you, and Coach. Do you think college is the problem? Coach Learns and then Hurricane Mike.
So it's a coaching issue. Like not many teams are running pro style offenses where they're in a stance or bursting off the line. There's lots of looking to the sideline. There's lots of just standing in a 2-point stance instead of doing what you need to do in the NFL. And it's been a problem for years in terms of just like the people that are the quote unquote can't miss prospects. So many of them are missing on the offensive line, where it used to kind of be offensive line used to be like the safe pick. Like, I don't know who to get. I'm going to get this offensive line because they're going to be solid. So to me, it boils all down to the college game isn't preparing the linemen like they used to enter the NFL.
Gotcha. Coach, your thoughts?
Basically what he said. I must keep it sweet and short. Just he hit it right on the head. Gotcha. All right, Mike, your thoughts on it, my brother?
All right, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, just want to make sure because right now I'm doing something. But all right, all right, we're good now. So sorry about that, but yeah, I don't think college is really. Oh, hold on, let me mute this. I don't think college is really the issue because here's the thing, right? I agree that some things college does I don't agree with, but I don't think when it comes to being an offensive line, I don't think college be the issue because it's like we see that there's always like not really this year, but most of the years, right? You got good offensive linemen coming out, right? And even in the NFL, offensive line, there's some high offensive linemen. And I understand that a lot of offensive linemen are currently bad now, but we weren't saying that when a lot of these guys are getting drafted. So I'm saying like, and I understand the competition is way different, but if you're good at college, and if you're good enough to make it to the NFL, then theoretically you should at least be productive in the NFL. So I don't think college is the issue. I think college can definitely help players from busting out, but I think, for example, when Trevor Penning started and was turning out to be a bust, I did not blame whatever college he went to. I was saying Trevor Penning is not good right now. So that's my thing. I don't think college is the issue.
All right, family. We're being joined now by Cowboy. Cowboy, how you doing?
Hey, come on in. Family, what y'all doing? I hear y'all talking a whole bunch of stuff. I had to come on in.
Come on in, baby. Come on in.
But hey, Dolph, you was talking about the linebackers.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give y'all one name, bro, and just watch for this kid. I don't know who drafted him. They're gonna get a steal.
Okay.
Jay Higgins from Iowa. Just watch this kid, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Jay Higgins from Iowa.
Receiver?
Linebacker.
No, linebacker.
Linebacker.
Oh, I thought it was a receiver.
Nah, he's a linebacker.
All right. Cowboy, what you got for us, my brother?
Look, I came in on the tail end of what Coach was talking about the Falcons too, but I'm gonna come in on this on the game today. I see Coach tag down that says the game has changed, and that's basically what I wanted to talk about with the offensive line and how the lineman game thing is being played now. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. We see a lot more of these offensive tackles going out for passes. Because like you were talking about earlier, these short game passes is what's deciding the game. Now you don't see a whole lot of Tyreek Hill type of plays, going on in the NFL now. It's almost geared to almost like it's 7-on-7 as opposed to 11-on-11. But the game is not being coached the same. It's not being played the same. Everybody's kind of relying on the skilled players to do what they're specialized in. Like we got Bijan Robinson. Yeah, we need a couple of blockers, but we sit back pretty much and rely on what Bijan can do with his legs. And in the game, I came up with a time where a lineman meant more to the offense than a lot of you had to have those linemen in place, especially in the run game. But I was hearing Coach too talk about our Falcons going into the draft. I'm not about the draft, about the Trey Higgins situation, Hendrickson situation. Me personally, and a lot of people, probably disagree with me. I think we need to leverage this draft and go grab Trey. We have a lot of people on the team that's potential players that has a lot of potential. We need some guys on the team that can get the job done. We got Ruko Rojo, we got Brandon Dorless. We've seen what these guys can do, but we need somebody that can come in here and just plain old get the job done. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. We got a lot of guys like Lorenzo Carter. That used to be able to get the job done, but he can't do it anymore. So we got to get out on that edge that can bona fide get it done. And we need to, if it takes leveraging this draft, I know Coach was saying, man, don't give up no first round pick for Trey Higginson, but at the same time, I would. Because we know Trey is going to get the job done. And
go ahead. I tell you, boy, it don't matter how it happened. Y'all just can't get enough of them New Orleans Saints players, boy. I tell you, boy. Damn, bro. Y'all just can't get enough. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, you know why it's there. We got old Terry Funk in the building.
Kyle, boy. But let me say this, man. You say about coaching, ain't no more damn coaching.
Yeah,
everybody's just stacking. And with the colleges, that NIL money, how much money did Ohio State spend on that team that just won a championship? Yeah. You see it. Everybody just stacking, bro. Even goes back to playground ball. They just stacking up. Coaches ain't coaching no more. It's just we stack up. We go buy the best player. We bring him in. We implement our system, and we just go from there. Ain't no more coaching.
That's how Terry Fontenot has become. He's become that guy that go out and get the best player available. And then he did that last 3-4 years in the draft. All he looks for is the best player available. He's not looking for what we actually need on the team, and we definitely need linebackers, cornerback, safeties. But he's just been going after these best player like he did with Kyle Pitts. I never agreed with that pick, but that's what he did. He went after the best player available.
Right. And let me just say this. College football is no longer amateur sports. It is professional football. When you now have general managers in college football. Like I said, Jim Nagy just left. Well, I don't know if he's left as from running the Senior Bowl, but he just has become the GM of the Oklahoma Sooners. That's crazy to me. So take this thing I was thinking about and get y'all opinion on it. Major college football, I'm talking about the top major conferences, just separate. What they call the group of five, just leave the group of five as amateur and collegiate athletes. But the top five, the FBS, should just be a total lead to themselves professional. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where it's headed, man, because we know it's all about buyer beware. Who can spend the most money right now? And if you're a Georgia State, if you're a Bowling Green, how the hell you gonna compete with the budget of a Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia? You know what I'm saying? So I just think right now, listen, I'm not mad for these kids getting paid because for centuries and decades, these coaches and universities and all the outlets have been getting paid off these kids' names, their likeness, their jerseys, everything. Now, the thing I got a problem with is when your ass transferred 3 times a year. Now, I don't like that. If your ass go transfer, you get transferred 1 time.
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason
I don't like that transfer portal. I mean, it's damaging to college football. I mean, you look forward to a team let's just take, for example, the Miami Hurricane, which I'm a fan of. We're getting quality players, but we're getting quality players from teams that these guys that couldn't compete on another team let's just say on another stage. And I don't like that. To me, what college football did was made you want to be better than the other team. And if players don't have that drive to be better, they just pretty much just quitting where they could not succeed. And I mean, and I don't like that. And that's why I like Nick Saban. I hate him, but I like him too. And that's why just looking at how he coached football, it just that transfer portal just interrupted the. I mean, just interrupted the game.
That's why he left. That's really why he left.
So, Cowboy, now that we got you in here, man, what's your thoughts on some of the signings? Let's start with the latest news. Myles Garrett re-signing with the Cleveland Browns. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say we dropped the ball on that. We dropped the ball. Myles Garrett, I knew he wasn't going to leave Cleveland because Cleveland, they're in a rebuilding stage, but they couldn't afford to lose a player like a Myles Garrett that could keep them competitive especially on defense. And in that deal there, for what he's done, it's worth it. But Cleveland was not in a position. I mean, you talking about they're already paying Deshaun Watson, a whole bunch of money that the fans are already mad and and holding the GM accountable for. But to lose a player like Myles Garrett, oh man, they would come for the GM's head if they would have let him leave Cleveland. And I don't know, Cleveland actually, I don't know if y'all know this, but Cleveland has a what they call a staff that sits back and accepts letters from fans like that are actually sending threatening letters to them.
Wow.
So yeah, that is crazy. I was reading the article. I mean, they get upwards of hundreds of mails, pieces of mail of people just threatening the GM. And I thought that was crazy. They got people that just sit back and open those letters up. And that is crazy. But
that must be awkward to read.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't even take that job. But I mean, that you talking about threatening mail? I mean that are actually calling for his head, and I'm talking about threatening to do bodily harm, not just cursing him out or something like that. You talking about people that want to do bodily harm. But Myles Garrett leaving Cleveland, I never saw that.
How would you even read those letters? Like, how would you even read like, oh, dear GM, I hope that you die in your sleep.
That might be what some of them say. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, let me get your.
How are you supposed to read that? How are you supposed to read that with a straight face?
Okay, Harold Landry, Cowboy. Your thoughts on Harold Landry and a good destination for him besides Atlanta?
Actually, I didn't like the fact that I wouldn't want him here anyway. Not saying that he couldn't do the job. He clearly can do the job. I just didn't like him here because I wanted to go younger at that position. I wanted the experience up front, but I wanted to keep Caden and Ellis, really hungry. You know what I mean? Somebody that's eager and ready to eat. And I'm not saying Harold is not eating because he's bona fide can get it done. But I mean, if it came to the point where we had a chance to get him, by all means. But I wanted to stay young at that position, mainly because a lot of teams are exposing us when it comes to going over that little middle there, going over his head, that type of thing. Now his coverage, I don't see Landry getting a whole lot of coverage footage on him where he could actually. Yes, he's a run stopper.
God damn, who in the background with a damn blender? Making a smoothie.
I thought that was music.
Oh my goodness. I got you. Now, just looking at some of the available pass rushers, you still have Josh Sweat, who's going to be available. Coach Von Miller was released today. He's out there. You got Khalil Mack still producing. Coach Baron Browning just got re-signed today by the Arizona Cardinals. They keep him in house. Trying to see who else is out there. Dante Fowler Jr. is out there looking for a pass rusher.
Yeah.
Matthew. Man, what happened with Matthew Judon? What happened? Why that didn't fit?
Look, I did a video on Matthew Judon, man, and you talking about somebody, he made me look like a fool. And I mean, I felt so salty after that, after his season, man. I'm like, I was expecting him to come in and be that guy, the next guy to break, to change this defense, but he did not do it. I mean, I was expecting him to come and get here at least get 8 or 9 sacks alone, and he just did not do it. But as far as us going edge rusher, I like. It's only one guy that I want to actually bring in that box. That's Mason Graham.
Okay. He's Irish. I'm sorry, he's Irish.
That guy is a beast. I mean, he don't play with you. He don't pity pat with you. Once he makes contact with you, he gets you out of the way and he gets to that quarterback or get to that running back or run play or whatever. Bona fide run stopper. I'm going to the draft to get him. I wouldn't be mad at that if we took our first pick at him.
Right, and this is a good year because the defensive line is loaded this year. It's a good draft if you need defensive linemen this year.
Mm-hmm. For us, I mean, just Falcon talk. I mean, we're losing in the trenches, man. I mean, we got to get. I don't know if that was a coaching issue because we did have a very inexperienced coaching here last season with Jimmy Lake from Washington Huskies. But
I'm talking about, baby, you don't have to go to Macy's. You could go to TJ Maxx and find you a good product.
Yeah, exactly. And Mason Graham, I mean, he separates himself from the other linemen on the defensive side. He was that guy.
Man, did you say TJ Maxx, man?
I go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, baby. Get nothing to sell. I ain't got to go to Marcus and all the big name stores.
Hey, it got some young subscribers, so some young viewers right now saying, "Man, what the hell is a TJ Maxx?" I heard the Marshalls, but what the hell is a TJ Maxx?
I'm telling my age, baby, but hey, it's a ball. It's a ball. It's Goodwill.
Everybody got a Goodwill. Everybody got a Goodwill. I tell you what. Hey, boy, listen, I hit Goodwill up quick. You get some nice shit from Goodwill. That's what I'm saying. Hey, you got no pick it out. That's it. Take it to the cleaners, clean it up. Everybody be like, "Whoa, boy, where you got that from?"
Hey, you get a lot of Saints gear. You get a lot of Saints in Goodwill too. I mean, Saints gear in Goodwill too.
And when you collect the trash, you find all that Falcon gear back there.
Say, bro, I stopped arguing with a Falcon fan. We went to a game and almost got in a fight, man. I stopped arguing with a Falcon fan.
You know what? Hey, look, that happened. That actually happened. One fight happened right in front of me, right? And these guys actually started taking a picture together. You talking about Saints fan and Falcon fan actually started taking the pictures together. But for some reason, when they started shaking hands and dapping each other up, they ended up starting fighting. I'm like, what in the world? Maybe I missed something that was in the stands that happened. I don't know. But I had to step back. I watched that thing and I'm like, they either know each other or something happened in the stands that made that transpire.
You know what happened.
Yeah.
It's all about that female, baby. It's all about that female.
Look, I went to the Atlanta game. A kid I coach, he's a lawyer. I don't know, Dolph, you might. Yusuf Phillips, he's an attorney in New Orleans. So he said, "Coach, I'm gonna treat you to a game." So I didn't pay for anything. We went to Atlanta, man. We had a Lennox Mall. We went to the game, and they had this couple in Atlanta fans. Then they were just talking shit. But Yusuf and them was just going back and forth. So the game got to the fourth quarter. The Saints running away with the game. So it turned into the wife of one of the guys from Atlanta. Yeah, she pulled out money. Yeah, we got money up here. We got big houses. So my boy, he went off. He said, "Oh, you got money, you got big house, but you got knockoff Jordan. You got your rent money out." And the shit just went haywire, bro. I'm like, you a lawyer, bro. You get out of jail. I ain't got nobody to call up here, man, to go to no Atlanta jail or nothing, bro. I walked off and left. I said, if you start fighting, I'll be back. But I'm getting away from this shit, bro.
You know that's where it was headed.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy, man.
Hey, if you look at Lennox, it's definitely going to be a fight.
Oh, man.
Lennox ain't what it used to be.
Right. Well, look, family, Cowboy, let everybody know, my brother, your platform and where they can find you. But before you do that, I got to shout out my guy, Willie Snyder. Willie, how you doing? Come on in. Willie says Broncos country in the house, baby.
Oh, man.
Come on in, Willie. Talk to us, baby. Talk to us. Willie in the house.
We don't want to talk about no Broncos. Man.
Everybody know the AFC. You will be talking about them.
You're going to have to deal with them, bro. They coming.
You have to deal with them.
They coming.
Yeah. You know what? That was one quarterback that made me put my foot in my mouth. Bo Nix. Because I actually did not think he was going to be able to come in the NFL and perform the way he has been, but he made me put my foot in my mouth. He really did.
I didn't need him.
Yeah,
I didn't like him. I still don't like him. Not
I don't like him for a whole nother reason now.
Not personally. I just saw him play his whole career in college, and it was like so. But listen, he got with Sean Payton. And Sean Payton was the quarterback he identified he wanted. And listen, down the stretch, listen, that kid, he earned my respect. That kid balled his ass off, man. And without him, they don't never the playoffs.
But I was looking at the timeline too. You know, Cam Newton was a rookie when he took over the quarterback duties over down in Auburn, right? So Cam came in, Bo Nix.
Okay.
Cam came in, played his whole career, retired, been out for a couple of years, and Bo Nix just getting started in NFL.
Right.
Cowboy, what part of Georgia you in, man?
I'm in Douglasville.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up in East Atlanta, over in East Lake Meadows. Yeah, man, long.
Guys.
But I grew up. I'm in Douglasville right now. I've been out here for 25 years and loving it. That's why I wanted to raise my family at quiet, not too far away from life, but still can get back. I became a country boy now, so yeah.
That's a good life, bro. I know what you're talking about. I'm one myself too. That's the good life.
Yes, all I do is ride horses and work now. So yeah, we good now. I'm all right.
I'm scared of the horse. I ain't got on no horse yet. I'm scared of the horse. I'm scared of the death of a horse, man.
Hey, man.
I'm scared.
That's one team you don't bet on or bet against. Of course, the Falcons the same way, because you never know which team is gonna show up.
Right. So what's your platform?
Oh, I'm on Atlanta Falcon Pandemic. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter. I'm just not getting started in this thing. Actually, I'm gonna do my first podcast. I don't know where the other guy go. He's a Georgia fan. Oh no, that was you, Coach. Yeah, I'm doing a segment, a podcast segment later on today on 3 players from Georgia that I want here in Atlanta. So
what's your number, man? What's your number? Call you. What's your number?
Hey, Coach, hold on. Let's Cowboy, just hang on because we about to end the show. Just don't click out.
Okay.
And we all talk at the end of the show. Listen, everybody, we want to thank everybody for joining us today for our free agent prediction show, as usual, on the Come On In Sports Network. You never know where we gonna take you, baby. We cover free agency, we cover everything, baby. Well, thank everybody for being here. Listen, it's here, family. The tampering period has begun. Wednesday it becomes official. Big news today. Myles Garrett rescinds his trade. Won the trade. He now wants to stay in Cleveland. Why? Because he got 166 million reasons why, with 88 million guaranteed to stay in Cleveland. He didn't want to be part of a win of that, man. And listen, I ain't mad at you, brother. Get your paper. With that being said, family, again, this is the Come On In Sports Network. On behalf of Coach Rock, Jeremy, Learn, Hurricane Mike, Cowboy, and yours truly, thank you all for being here. Listen, if it was your first time, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and remember, family, the doors are now open. So come on in. We out, family.
The Come On In Sports Network.